Hey, welcome to another podcast, RecLand Realty. This is a land review of 92 acres in Newton County, Texas. It is a timberland tract, pine plantation. The property is actually listed with Brandon White, our land broker and forester there in Southeast Texas. I've been on this property as well, so I know it pretty well myself. Actually been on it a number of times. Was there when the timber was cut. Was there some when some mulching jobs were done, and when the easement was secured. So I know the tract pretty well, so I'm real comfortable talking about it. Those of you that are new to the podcast, let me tell you how we do it. What you're listening to is going to be my best description of the property and some of the good, the bad, the ugly of it. But if you want to see what I'm looking at as I talk about it, you can do that as well on our Facebook. I do that every time on our YouTube channel, RecLand Realty YouTube channel, and you can go to any of the land, the video reviews, and look for 92 acres, Newton County, Texas, and you can see my desktop screen as I'm talking about it. You can see exactly what I'm talking about and follow along that way as well. So first thing I want to do is just take you over here to the aerial and give you an idea of where it is and what it is, kind of looking at it from the moon here. The property is located in Newton County, but it's right on the west edge of it. If you know anything about Newton and Jasper counties, they're very tall, north-south, very long counties, north and south, and narrow. And this property is right on the west edge of Newton County, a little northeast of Kirbyville and south and east of Jasper and south and west of Newton, kind of in that triangle there. A lot of timberland in that country there, as you probably know. A lot of pine ground. This particular property's got a good stand of about 16, 17-year-old plantation on it. It was thinned this past summer. Was it in the summer or maybe early spring of 2017? Anyway, it was thinned in 2017. And after the thinning, seller went in there with a mulching head and mulched a perimeter fire lane all the way around the boundary of the property, and then really cleaned up the interior trails. So you can get around this property extremely well. You can get all over it. And as you can see from this aerial, of course, this aerial was done before the thinning. That's, as you can notice, there is a small creek that runs through the middle of the property, just kind of cuts through there from the northwest a little bit down to the southeast, and you can get across that creek pretty easily. I've done it a number of times in a pickup as well as side by side, so you can get around the property. You can hunt it very easily. There's good habitat all around it, so you're going to have deer and hogs and small game. Seen deer on there myself. So it's the kind of place that you can go and enjoy for recreational use, as well as let that pine crop grow. Probably be ready for another thinning in 5 or 6 years. Let's see. Easement. Yeah, you see those of you watching the video, you can see that the property is accessed at the southwest corner. It's along it's over a 30 feet wide easement from this county road. It's a deeded easement, so it's there, locked in, good to go. So good, solid access to get to this property. There are no utilities on the tract. However, the property that joins it to the south, of course, there's electricity there. So utilities, it's a possibility utilities could be gotten onto the property pretty easily from the adjoining neighbor. Let me run back here to the listing page here. Be able to kind of scan through some of the photos here and take a look at what I'm looking at. These photos are after the thinning, as you can tell. And like I said, it's a good stand of pine plantation, good interior trails. Actually, when the owner did the mulching, when he cleaned up these roads and put that perimeter around the boundary, that fire break around the boundary, he actually mulched several widths of the mulcher on both sides of that creek and really cleaned it up pretty well. So a man could have food plots in that area along that creek right there. If you were on the property, you'd see it really well. It's real clear how he did it. Probably 30, 40 feet wide, maybe even more on both sides of the creek right in here, so that you could go in there and, like say, disc it, plant it, create some food plot along that edge. And that's some good edge right there with that the hardwoods, scattered hardwoods along that little creek bottom, and then the edge created by the pine plantation. In between those two pieces there, you could put a food plot, and it's going to be good. These aerials here are from after the thinning. There's some video on the listing page, as well as these drone aerials. That was actually a shot right there of the mulcher on the property. So if you go to our website, RecLand.net, land for sale page, scroll down to Newton County, Texas, 92 acres, and there's all the information. The sellers are right now asking $24.50 an acre, which is a fair price for that, with the deeded easement, the good plantation, the decent hunting in that area. That's going to be a fair price. Of course, you and I both know probably can buy it for a little less than that. That's just the way these things go. But they're asking $24.50 an acre. So take a look at that. Brandon White, again, if you've heard me say it before, if you've listened to any other of our podcasts, or where Brandon's been the listing agent, he's first class. He's a forester and a broker, and he knows that country like the back of his hand. And if he tells you the sky is going to be purple today, go outside with your camera, because you're going to see a purple sky. So whatever he says, he's straight up with you. So he'd be able to answer your questions and give you some good information about this tract. Thanks for tuning in to these RecLand Realty podcasts and listening to these land reviews. Check back. There's going to be more to come. Thank you. Bye.